Right, welcome to lesson 9. And this lesson, in short, we're doing combined factorization, meaning all these different formats of factorizations I've done in the previous example is now combined, where you have more than one type of factorization problem being tested at the same time. Right, so we look at the first problem. I have 9x squared minus 16y squared plus 3x minus 4y. So we should assume you can pick up that the first two terms there given, 9x squared minus 16y squared, are two perfect squares, no? Separated by a minus. So these two are difference of two squares. Right, so square root of 9, 3x, square root of 16y squared, 4y. So 3x times 3x gives me 9x squared. 4y times negative 4y gives me negative 16y squared, but positive and negative. There, I just took out the 1 and I'm left with 3x minus 4y. So after factorizing difference of two squares, I still have common factor, which is the first law of factorization. Always look for a common factor. So if I take out 3x minus 4y on either side of the plus sign, I'm left with 3x minus 4y. And there 3x plus 4y plus the 1 on the outside. So that was difference of two squares and common factor. Alright, so we can combine them. Let's look at the second problem. So in this problem, they want us to factorize again. First two terms, I assume you can see 36. It's a perfect square, 25 perfect square. Minus sign in between, so difference of two squares. So 30 square root of 36, 6 square root of x squared, x. So 6x times 6x gives me 36x squared. Square root of 25, 5 times 5 gives me 25. So they have negative times positive, because that is negative. Then I'm left with 6x minus 5, 3x minus 6. So again, if I take out 6x minus 5 as common factors, I'm left with 6x plus 5 plus 3x minus 6. Right, add the like terms, 6x plus 3x gives me 9x, minus 6 plus 5 gives me minus 1. Right, so that one was also difference of two squares and common factor. Problem number 3. Given x squared plus 2xy plus y squared minus 9z squared. So first there's 4 terms, so if I test grouping, for the first two there would be x as a common factor, but for the last two there would be no common factor. The value 9 and the value 2 means that I wouldn't be able to create common factor. So now we look at the first 3 terms. That's x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. The middle term is x and y, so that shows me that this is a trinomial because they have x squared and they have y squared. So x squared simply x times x, y squared simply y times y. Alright? If I multiply xy plus xy gives me 2xy minus 9z squared. Brackets are the same, so I can write it as x plus y all squared, right, minus 9z squared. Now you see the first term here is a perfect square. The last term there is a perfect square, but it has a minus sign. So now it's difference of two squares. So x plus y times x plus y. For minus 9, minus 3 plus 3, z squared, z times z, and they have ended factorizing. So here we first had to factorize a trinomial, and it became difference of two squares, and we had to factorize further. I hope you're enjoying the lesson so far. You're following what I'm doing. Alright. Again, the same problem as previously, but you see now I've swapped them around. So I have 49p squared minus m squared, which can be factorized as difference of two squares, but then I have minus 10m minus 25n squared. So if I look at that middle term, it has the letters m and n. So in front of it there's a m, at the end of it there's a n squared. So square root of those will always give me the middle term, so there it's a trinomial. Right? So first I take out the negative, that becomes positive m squared plus 10mn plus 25n squared. Right, if I factorize m squared, m times m, 25, 5 times 5, but you see m times 5, 5m times 2 would give me 10mn. Right, so that is a perfect square. So that becomes m plus 5 squared. Now you see there's a minus sign between this perfect square and that perfect square. So now I have difference of 2 squares. So 49, 7, p squared becomes p. So 7 times 7, 49. P times p there, p squared. Negative becomes negative times positive, and I have m plus 5 and m plus 5. Multiply the negative in, so that becomes 7p minus m minus 5. 7p plus m plus 5. And there we done factorizing. Right, if you enjoyed the lesson, you liked what I've done, you want to stay up to date with videos that's still coming and so on, please subscribe. Right? Nothing but the best.